Testing 1, 2, 3. Good morning. Good morning. How's everyone doing? I have a background music that's playing from Restream.io. Restream.io is the platform that this thing is created on. It's created inside Restream, and then it shoots out over the internet onto Facebook and YouTube. The Morning Buzz does. So, welcome. Today is Thursday, May 27th, 2021. I'm T minus 20. I'm about 26 hours from my big road trip that starts tomorrow. I don't know if I've shared it with you guys, but we're going to go into depth about it today. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting week, to say the least. I'm scheduled to leave here tomorrow and go east, making my way out to Nashville, Tennessee. And I need to get there by next Thursday, because I've got to fly home. My flight is scheduled for next Thursday. So that's the plan. Anyways, I've got about, I don't know, what's that? 6 days or so to travel out there. So we're going to dive in and talk a little more about that this morning in detail. Some big wins yesterday for some Templeton Eagles sports teams. So that's exciting. Some losses for Paso Robles, which is, it's kind of a bummer when Paso loses, but it's like, I only want to see them lose to Templeton, though. So interesting. Yeah. So we're going to have our normal show. We're going to talk in detail about the trip. We're going to have Anthony come in here at some point in the next few minutes, join us. He'll give us some news, some stuff that happened yesterday. Of course, unfortunate news out of San Jose with the big shooting at the train station. That was a super tragic thing that happened yesterday. So news continues to come out about that. And Mr. Mack will be in at 7:30. Tomorrow's show, we have, who do we have coming in tomorrow? Talk about the baccalaureate tomorrow. That's happening at Templeton High School. So we're going to have Betsy Kaiser on from the high school to talk about that. As always, we're going to have Melissa Johnson in from the Templeton Parks and Rec Department. Irish Oaks Farm update, all kinds of fun stuff. But excuse me. I came across this. All right, I gotta slow down this music here. Let me see. Is that music annoying? I can't. Post in the chat. Let me know if you think the music's annoying. Let's put some ambient music in the background. Ooh. That's kind of annoying. Yeah. Yesterday's show was fun. We had Adam Solimini on. Adam was a Paso Robles High School graduate, class of 1994, friend of ours who is now he's a financial coach, and so he helps people kind of get out of debt and puts them on the path to recovery in terms of their financial situation. So um, super great to have him on the show yesterday. We had a lot of fun talking about his Taco Bell track meet ribbons that he won. Um, and I got an email or note after the show from another friend who grew up with us that we referenced yesterday, Anand Patel, who also grew up here in Paso Robles with us. Anand, his family owned a couple of the I guess you call them motels or travel lodges, whatever they were, in the 80s and 90s here in Paso Robles, off of Spring Street on the north end of town. And we used to run the mile with Anand in PE class in seventh grade. He was in eighth grade. I was in seventh grade. Me, Larry Hill, Anand, and a few others in that class. But we would this mile. It was an off-campus mile where we would go like around the town. And in fact, we used to go past Anand's house, and he would just like sneak away from the mile and then go home. And then he would pop back out when everybody's on their way back. So he never really actually ran the mile. So on me up, he's like, "Hey, if you're going to talk smack about the city of Fairfield, which he happens to be the CEO of the Chamber of Commerce up in Fairfield," he said, "if you're going to talk smack about the city of Fairfield, at least let me come on and defend myself and tell you what all is happening in Fairfield." So I'm like, "Dude, of course." So Anand's going to come in next week, I think, at some point, to give us a look into the city, the great city of Fairfield, California. So I thought that was fun, but we'll see. Um, what else? We have today is Thursday. It's super gloomy outside. I'm not a big fan of it. It throws me off a little, to be honest with you. So I'm hoping the sun comes out here in a little bit, but we will see if in fact. Dude, that ambient music is killing me. All right, I came across this quote. I wanted to share it with you guys while we're waiting for Anthony to jump in here this morning. I freaking love this quote. Don't ask yourself what the world needs. Ask yourself what makes you come alive, and then go do that. Because what the world needs are people who have come alive. So that is, I don't know anything about Harold Whitman. I probably should look up to see who he is. I don't want him to turn out to be like, oh, Harold Whitman, the mass murderer who did blah, blah, blah. Like that wouldn't be good. So who is Harold Whitman? Philosopher. Okay, that's good. So that would suck if he was a mass murderer and I was sharing this quote. But so that's the quote of the day for me. Don't ask yourself what the world needs. Ask yourself what makes you come alive, and then go do that. Because what the world needs is people who've come alive. So are you guys coming alive today? I'm hoping to come alive. I'm alive. Yeah. So good words of wisdom here from Harold Whitman. Okay, so what else is going on? I did notice that it's interesting. I saw somebody post on Facebook yesterday. I didn't want to bring this up, but I will. I saw somebody post on Facebook yesterday that their post was super simple and short, and all it said was, "Boy, this life has sure been a disappointment." It said, "This life has sure been a disappointment up until now," or something to that effect of like, my life has pretty much been a big disappointment. Or it was really something that was caused me to like stop and go, this person's in trouble. And so, yeah, that's scary, right? when you see stuff like that online, and I mean, what do? You reach out to that person? Do you brush it off? And the problem is nowadays there's so many different scams and things happening on the internet that are just like bait getting thrown out for people to just grab onto. And so yeah, it's a weird thing. So I reached out to this person privately and um, went back and forth on a few messages, but then right after that happened, my phone locked up, like literally the screen locked, and I couldn't do anything. And my mind immediately went to, well, shoot, did I just get hacked? Like, is somebody preying on the fact that people care about people that aren't in a good spot? And then yeah. So anyways, that's where my mind was. But here's the deal. Like, if in fact you are feeling like that, like your life is a disappointment and you've got nothing going for you, then by all means, please make it known and reach out to somebody, because everybody, I can tell you from firsthand experience, being right in the middle of a storm currently, everybody's going through some shit. That's for sure at one point in their life, at any point in their life. And so, we all need some love and some guidance and some reassurance at some point. So don't be afraid to ask for help, because yeah, it's never good when you see something like that. So that kind of threw me off for a little bit yesterday evening. I was yeah, it's just a weird thing. So depression is a real thing. Depression is and I don't want to go down this rabbit hole of depression and all this stuff, but it's a real thing, right? The mind the mind is a tricky animal, and what we feed our mind in terms of nutrition and thoughts and the people we surround ourselves with and all of these things, like everything that we feed our mind contributes to the thoughts that we have, right? So yeah, I would just, if you are in a spot where you're struggling with something, please, take stock of how you're feeding your mind and who you're with, and please reach out and help other people, or ask for help, because other people are willing to help, and it's a scary thing. So all right, it's 7:13. What's up, man?
Hey, not much.
How are you?
I'm a little groggy this morning, but I'm doing okay.
Yeah, is it overcast in Paso?
I don't know. I haven't looked outside.
Man, you probably got shades drawn over your windows.
Yep, yep.
Oh man, you got to open
Just
those
a
up.
just a quick thing about your talk about depression.
Yeah.
Just real quick, I want to add to that if I can. Um, so depression, and I'm no Dr. Phil. Don't don't think I'm going to go down that road. But just think about my whole last year, right? In my accident and all that stuff, and how I basically got got knocked off my high horse, I guess you could say. Um, there have been days, obviously, that I've been upset and bummed out and everything else, but um, but I chose not to go down that rabbit hole. I chose not to be depressed. I chose to stay happy, stay positive, stay all this other stuff, right? So that's what I call a mindset, right? So because I could be down, I could be out, I could be upset, I could be all this stuff, right? But for me, I'm such of an active person, regardless of what I go through. It's like it's a mindset for me, it's like
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, I get upset about things. Yeah, I'm human.
So let
Okay,
me ask
fine.
you this. Because you have gone through what you went through in the last year, that's pretty much a recipe for anyone who goes through something like that to go through ups and downs and depression and feeling
Oh,
sorry for
definitely,
yourself and all of
definitely.
this, right? What are some of the things that you do to snap yourself out of it?
Number one, I pray.
Yeah. Okay.
That's like number one over anything I do in life. um, Number two, I read the word as well. To
Yeah.
get that assurance and everything, and that God is with you. I mean, God's with you regardless, and so it's just a mindset for me. And also, I listen to uplifting music and stuff because I know kids that have
Like
been
like the small kicks.
positive music, yeah. So
Yeah.
so I so
That's my band, by the way. The Small Kicks is my band. I was.
so it's either gospel, it's either rap, it's whatever is positive.
Yeah.
And like I said, for me, it's a mindset. And
Hmm.
so because I was pretty bummed out last year because I didn't know what I was gonna do. I didn't know how this all was gonna work. But that's when I started praying. I started reading the Word. I started to to just change my mind,
Hmm.
and it's worked. And I'm not depressed. I mean, yeah, like I said, I get upset every now and again, but who doesn't? Who's
Yeah.
not human, right? So, um, yeah. So I don't know what it's like for somebody else, but for me, it's a mindset. I wouldn't call it mind games, because that takes on some other connotations.
Yeah.
But for me, it's a mindset, and so I chose to stay positive. I chose to help myself per se, and so I'm staying positive. Every time I get a little inclination. I think I said that word right. Of being
Inclination.
inclination. That's what it is.
In,
Um, of, of getting upset. I just
yeah.
pray. I do what makes me happy, and that's what works for me. I know that everyone's different, but that's what works for me and makes me happy. So
Interesting.
just a little word to the wise there, I guess.
Yeah, it's funny. It's at the risk of being religious, right, and turning this into a gospel hour. I will say it's funny how spiritual people, like, when shit hits the fan, it tends to be like the last resort is prayer, right? And it's funny how, I guess, if you make that shift to prayer being your first resort, then your whole mentality probably changes. But that the spiritual discussion is a whole nother show that we could even go down. But so
Yeah.
I don't want to dive too much into that. But yeah. Okay. So you find yourself going to the Bible, praying, and listening to positive, uplifting music, those types of things to kind of get you out of that funk.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And I still do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, because I mean, even a year later, um, and I'm looking at my I think it's coming up on my sixth or seventh surgery through all this. Um, I just I just have to keep that I just have to keep that mindset,
Mhm.
and and the mindset that I'm going to get back to doing uh, the things that I was doing before.
Yeah.
Not so much in the same way that I was doing them, but just just that mindset of knowing that I'm going to get back to doing what I was doing before.
Yeah.
And just stay in that course. That's what works. Like I said, everyone's different. Not everybody copes the way that I cope, but I mean, just for anyone watching this who's depressed, just develop a positive coping mechanism. So
the thing that's been in my mind lately, as I've been going through a pretty drastic season in my life for the last 6-8 months, personally, professionally, the thing that I keep going back to is productivity creates positivity, right? So like staying busy, doing productive things, taking action. Again, starting this show, like this to me was something that was a productive activity that promoted a community and providing value for people. So like that's a productive activity, and it has created so much positivity in my life that I can't tell you. Like I can't imagine not doing this show. I mean, and regardless, whatever the long term strategy is for the show or not, like this thing started and came at the exact time that I needed it to. And so, yeah, it's super selfish, like to be honest, that I even started the show, but it's
but that's your therapy though. Like
totally, yeah.
Like you said before, that this is what I do, or this is my therapy. This is what helps me out whenever I'm down in the dumps or whatever. So so this is your church. You know that term. Your church. This is your therapy.
Yeah.
And this is what you do.
All right, let's put a ribbon on this package. So like sum it up here, man. Like what are your words of wisdom to Joe Blow, who's just gonna wake up, he's having just a crappy morning.
Like you said earlier, just reach out to somebody. Because there's friends, there's family members that are there. I talked to my Aunt Tanya, who lives down in LA County. I talked to her more than I talked to some of my family members. But I mean, she is a family member, but just a lot of family members aren't at that level that others are. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so I talked to her like sometimes 3-4 times a week, and I just called to just like you said, I call her just to shoot the shit, and so just to get my feelings out. So my point is that reach out to somebody, send a text, make a call, send an email to let somebody know kind of what you're going through, and if they can do something, or maybe they can reach out to somebody else. Just communication, I guess. Just keep that line of communication open. So
dude, life is interesting, that's for sure. It's people always forget, like we're not guaranteed to have the greatest life, right? Like it's gonna have ups and downs. Okay, one word of advice I would give to people is if you are feeling down, all you got to do is get some Famous Dave's rib rub. I'm just messing with you. Yeah, dude, there it is, Famous Dave's. Hey, we should get it. I want a Famous Dave sponsorship. That's what I want. Although I cannot get behind this product that has all of these. Look at this, dude.
Here you go dissecting stuff again, Mike.
And I will say, like, this stuff plays into your thoughts and emotions, like the things that you're putting in your body. So,
Yeah.
all right. So yeah. Well, more on that later. We won't even go there right now. But okay, I'm planning a big trip. I'm leaving tomorrow. We're gonna dive into kind of what the itinerary is for me. I've created another challenge for myself on this trip. It's not enough that I had to stay on my 75-day challenge doing this trip. I also wanted to add another element to it, and so not only did I let's see here. I'll just pull this up. Let me see if I can see it here. Not only did I say, okay, I'm going to go on this trip, but where is it? Here we go. Here we go. Okay, so there's my road trip map. Let's see here. Can you see the map?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Templeton to Brentwood, Tennessee. Leaving tomorrow. That's what I'm doing, right? I'm up Cedar City, Newcastle, Castle Rock, Wichita, Bentonville, Memphis. That's the trip. So not only am I doing that and staying on my 75-day challenge, I'm also going to be vlogging it on the Mike Brady YouTube channel, and then also the mission is to stay to my health and fitness challenge, broadcast the morning show live, vlog the trip, and this is the plot twist: only eat fruits, vegetables, nuts, and meats that are locally grown in each city I stop in. That's what it's all about. So we'll see. We'll see how I do with that. I could be starving, or I could just be overflowing with local goodness. I don't know. I did find out though. My first stop is Cedar City, so I'm super pumped to get to Cedar City around 9 o'clock on Friday night. They have a farmers market Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. And so I will be there after I do my morning run on Saturday morning. I'll hit that farmer's market, and then I do still need to find a place to stay though Friday night. So I don't think Cedar City has a Walmart. Otherwise, I'd stay in the Walmart parking lot. And then the other funny thing is Bentonville, Arkansas, is actually the home of Walmart. It's the world headquarters.
But they don't have a Walmart there themselves.
They do.
Oh,
Yeah,
they do?
I'm actually going to stay in the Walmart parking lot at the world headquarters.
Oh,
So
nice.
I thought that would be fun.
Yeah.
Which is really kind of ironic if I'm trying to go local, like a super local, food trip, but staying at like one of the largest companies in the world along the way.
Mm-hmm.
That puts local businesses out of business. Anyways, I don't know. It's yin and yang here. All right, it's 7:28. Let's get Mr. Mack in early because he's got all kinds of exciting news to go over with us, and he's got kids today, so he's going to want to get out of here by 7:45. I was like a kid in the candy store sitting by my phone looking at updates last night.
Man, what a day.
Right?
Oh, gosh. Yeah, so many great things going on.
I mean, was there anything that went wrong yesterday for us?
Well, basketball did take a 5-point loss last night, but they, they're learning. Coach Cherry says they're getting better each game, and feels like they're kind of climbing the mountain and getting right where they want to be for playoffs, which start next week.
Okay. Well, are they in a spot where they're in jeopardy of making the playoffs?
No, I think they've got it. But, you kind of want to be peaking right at the right time. And so they play Pioneer Valley tonight at home in their last regular season home game. There's a fairly good chance they'll get a home game for the first round of playoffs. But, you don't want to count on that. So this is the last regular season home game. And that's why I sent you that senior video for basketball if you want, or you could show it another time, whatever you want.
No, I got it right here. We can let's see here.
Or you can do it another time, whatever you want.
You tell me. I can play it right now, or we can do it another time.
Either way, you can go for it. You got me in a couple minutes early.
Let's play. It's 3.5 minutes.
Perfect.
All right, let's do it. Let's see here. Put that on there. This on here.
So 8 seniors out of our 10 players on the team.
There it is. All right, ready? Here we go.
Yeah. Got to hit play, Mike.
We have a large number of talented seniors on our THS boys basketball team.
I may have to turn the volume up a little bit.
Let's first start off with
Probably got to be the environment that we always have with like a family and boys being one to each other, always having each other's backs, and most importantly, boys having one thing. This year about the seniors, the environment that we're creating the game, basketball community, volleyball.
Thanks for sharing, boys. Now let's hear from Coach Jerry as he takes on the one with town.
That might be just too hard to hear, Mike.
Hold on. I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna turn on the speakers and then put the mic on the speakers because we're getting some feedback, aren't we?
A little bit.
A little bit.
Let's see here. Okay, boom. Let's see here.
His strength. Nate Lakutua, graceful. When he gets going, his athleticism is just graceful.
All right, I'm gonna back it up.
Gavin,
I'm gonna back it up. This is what we do.
Environment they created that made basketball very enjoyable and entertaining.
Thanks for sharing, boys. Now let's hear from Coach Jerry as he takes on the one-word challenge.
All right, the one-word challenge. I got to look at this. I got 8 seniors this year. Will Costa is absolutely strength. Big, strong kid with strength. Nate Lakutua, graceful. When he gets going, his athleticism is just graceful. Gavin Flynn, dedication. Nobody more dedicated than Gavin. Josh, warrior. The guy goes to battle every night. Seth Cherry. I'm going to go with power on this one. This is a late ad, but his senior year, his strength has got a lot stronger, harder to move. Xander Shaw, explosive was the word for Xander. He just is explosive. When he gets going, explosive. Austin Hill is Mr. Reliable. It's always reliable. You know what you're going to get. He's there for the team. It's always he knows his role, does his job, which is a big piece for us. And Grant Vandenhoef, perseverance. Lots of knee injuries, gotten through them all, always here for the team.
Thanks for sharing, Coach. Now, let's hear from our seniors as they share their favorite part about being on this team.
I would say that I think my favorite memory of playing basketball this year at THS was my sophomore year when we went to LA. And sadly, America's the president, one of the remembers, but we played a team from LA, and the kid on the team would not stop calling me a bozo. And I thought it was hilarious because, I mean, who even called people bozos anymore in the 1940s?
The thing I miss most about high school basketball is just the brotherhood and how close we've all become over the years. Most of us have been playing together for 4, 5, 6, even 7 years, and so we've all really become close, and it really is like a brotherhood.
So my favorite memory in South Central basketball so far is when we went down to LA to the NBA tournament, and I got to roommate with Seth and Merritt, and that was just super fun. We got to bond and have a lot of fun times together. One thing I'm going to miss for the varsity basketball season is definitely the sports. I went to bathroom after games and during bus rides and stuff. So that's what we're doing. So my favorite memory is this past years with the team is going to be all the practices we had together and going to jail before games. The thing I love most about basketball is the team dinner, play, and the band rides from hang out and relax.
My favorite memory being a part of the CHS basketball program was when we beat More Bay to win the league in 2019.
What I'm going to miss most about playing basketball here at THS is the people I was playing with and the coaches that I coached. It's the best experience. But I think it's the best group of staff I've had on campus.
Thank you, seniors, for a great season and a great career. And we're looking forward to watching you take the court one last time.
That's sweet. Look at that picture.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Great group of guys right there. Great group of guys.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So they've got their final regular season home game today, but we're holding on to the fact that they might get a home game to open up league next week. But Mike, there's of course, biggest story. I mean, all of them are big, right? Baseball smacked down Paso Robles, which was great. Softball, kicked the snot out of Paso. 14-4 or something like that. But probably the lead story has got to be our girls soccer team advancing to CIF championship tomorrow.
I thought you were going to say tennis, but yeah.
Tennis is great too, man. Tennis is great too.
Both of those stories were like, whoa, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, and I know you got a crack staff there that's probably already done this research, but Kelly Bobbitt, we love Kelly. Kelly Bobbitt shared some facts about Kingsburg, so I thought you'd probably want to hear this because I know you're a stat facts kind of guy.
Oh, I mean, yeah, huge.
So 2017 Kingsburg. Okay, we're talking about Kingsburg Vikings because that's who we're playing in the championship tomorrow night. 2017 Division 4 CIF champs. Okay. 2018 Division 4 CIF Central Section champs. Wow. 2019 Division 4 Central Section champs. 2020 Division 3 CIF Central Section champs. Now, in 2020, last year, they beat us in the semis 5-1. They're a school of 1,088 students. They're located in between Fresno and Visalia. Last year, they graduated several key seniors, including one young lady that had scored over 122 goals in 4 years. And for those listeners that want to catch the game and won't be driving out, it looks like Kingsburg is on the NFHS network, and all games so far have been live streamed.
Awesome. Well, I have a cousin in Kingsburg, and her kids go to Kingsburg High School, and so that'll be a fun little game to watch and track. This footage that you sent me here, well, and by the way, Kingsburg, so they're on a streak. It sounds like, and they changed divisions, and they that didn't stop them. So they're probably feeling pretty good about themselves right about now.
I would too if I was the 4-time defending champ. But the thing that I guess I would be a little bit worried about if I were them, I mean, I don't want to. I'd rather them overlook us, but it's going to be hard to overlook a team that was ranked 7th, that knocked off the 2 or knocked off the 10, then the 2, then the 3.
Yep.
I mean, So.
Yeah. So what do we? This is Lindsay English here.
So yeah, that's the first goal. So this is Emily Puita shot on goal blocked, but then Lindsay finishes it up.
There's a kick. Oh. Can we back that up? Oh, wait.
So she got the extra. And then the other clip I sent you was the end of the game, kind of the celebration. There you go.
That was it.
Yeah. So, Mike, you talked about Kingsburg being on a roll. So here's what they've done in the tournament so far. So they got a bye. They were the number 1 seed, so they got a bye. Then they played the 8, Selma, and beat them 5-0. Okay. And then they played Independence yesterday, and they won 3-1, just like we did, 3-1. So when you preview the two teams, it's not like, I mean, we don't want to put these guys up as a professional team. I mean, they're good, but they lost 4 and tied 2, just like we did. Okay,
Right.
they're 15-4-2. We're 9-4-2. They are number 1 in the division, ranked number 1 in the division. We're ranked number 5. They are 10th in the section. We're 24th. 67th in California. We're 180th. But that's just those are polls and stuff. So
Yeah, for sure.
Oops, that's me again. Sorry.
Do we know who they lost to?
Yeah, I'd go back, but we're gonna get that music again. So sorry.
I was gonna say, I wonder if who they lost to is still in the hunt in their respective divisions, or.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's. Here's to hoping a COVID outbreak happens in Kingsburg.
Just kidding, of course.
No, of course. Just kidding.
So other sports are doing great, like we mentioned. Baseball 12-1. They had quite the game last night. Baseball.
Yeah.
And we didn't overlook these guys because they were off for like 10 days. And then they came back and they scored. Okay, you're a baseball guy, so I know you're going to appreciate this. First inning, 2 outs.
Mm-hmm.
Score 8 runs with 2 outs in the first inning.
Whoa.
Yeah. So Merrick Hall starts the rally, gets a base hit, then a 2-out double by Trent. And then we get a couple batters that get hit. They stood in and took it.
Nice.
Got a couple walks. Obviously Passo's getting a little rattled. Then
Did Robbie get hit by pitch?
I'm not sure about that. I don't know.
Robbie's like the pitch. He's the magnet. Every time I've ever seen him bat, he gets hit by a pitch.
So are you saying that he's just slow? Can't move out of the way?
No, I think he's just smart. And pitchers, pitchers just have this weird thing against like another successful pitcher, and he just knows how to get hit.
Maybe so. So then 2 out, 2 RBI double by Connor Becker, and then
did I just say Robbie's smart?
I think you did, and he's gonna keep that tape right there.
And then
a 2 RBI base hit by Gavin Tabor, and we were up 8-zip. And then let's see, Robbie got the start. He went a little over 4 innings, gave up 2 hits, 1 run, 6 strikeouts. Gavin Platt came in, got a ground ball. Eagles turned their second double play and to end the game, and we were up 10 runs. So awesome.
Tony Domingos is asking about traveling to attend the game. I'm assuming he was talking about soccer, or were you talking about baseball, Tony?
Baseball, he's going to probably know already. Soccer? I don't know. Different county. Probably good to. It's probably a good thing that Tony has moved in recently with I forget whose house he moved into.
Soccer.
I think he might have been with the Englishes. I think he might have moved into on the Englishes property.
That's right. He's part of their household. Yeah.
So maybe that all works. Hard to say. But I would reach out to Coach Farley about that. I will tell you, Mike, that we're trying to work a little send-off for the girls. And I hope to have a little more info for you tomorrow morning about how we're going to try to send the girls off tomorrow for their game. Okay. They're leaving early afternoon-ish, but still confirming a time. But we're going to be looking for people in the community that want to help us.
Fun.
So
that's tomorrow, right?
That's tomorrow. Yeah. Hey, and we're rocking things right now. So we have league golf tournament today. Okay. So it's 1:00 tee off at Hunter Ranch. League tournament, not 9 holes. They're going 18 for league championship today.
Nice.
So it could be a long day. Okay. So that's that. Guys have their last home game. That's today. Tomorrow, track and field league finals.
Wait, well, you said guys have their last home game. What sport?
Basketball.
Okay, basketball.
Yeah. So, but tomorrow we got track and field Ocean League finals.
Okay.
And talk about someone who's got a tough call to make. Maddie Bobbitt. Oh, CIF championship, soccer, league championship, track. Hasn't lost a 3,200 meter race all year. Okay, tough call there. I don't think she can make both. No, definitely can't make both because running starts at 4:30.
Does she know? She doesn't know yet what she's going to do.
I don't know. I haven't talked to her. Kelly's listening, though. Maybe Kelly's going to pop in for us and tell us.
Wow.
So that's tracking. Okay, then we got tennis. We got Central Section Tournament, CIF Tournament tomorrow. And that's our lone representative, Emma Zawabe. And then we got swim, Central Section Finals, CIF Finals tomorrow at Clovis. And then Saturday, continued swim finals, continued. If Emma wins, I think she has to win 2 matches tomorrow to move on to Saturday. And then we got varsity baseball, the rematch against Paso and girls softball. I mean, man, just a ton of great sports action going on.
I heard a little high school drama last night that things got pretty heated at that Pays game.
I didn't hear.
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you, our last few games, we've had there's been a little something. So I think there's a lot of tension, a lot of pressure in these games. And hey, Kelly is saying that the clip that you showed, you didn't show the whole clip of the soccer celebration. So anyway, you can show that.
Which one?
The second one, the one of the end of the game.
Let's see here.
Because you should hear the horn sound and then the girls celebrating, the crowd celebrating. But we're not seeing you on the screen right now.
Yeah, I got it pulled up. Do you guys want to hear it too? Should we hear
it? Sure, but you're frozen.
Oh,
Anthony's not, but you are. There you go.
Can you see that?
Yep.
All right, here we go.
So try to play that from the beginning if you can. There you go. Oh, love that Templeton flag there in the crowd. Coach making the graceful saunter out to midfield. Love that. Hey, so Kelly Bobbitt, I know you're watching. Is Maddie decided yet, or are we releasing that info?
Let's see. We should take a vote right now. Let's take a vote.
Let's see. I'm texting him to see if he. Yeah, still waiting to hear back. He said that information is not being divulged at this particular moment.
Okay.
So we don't want to give anybody an added boost.
Yeah, no.
So, anyways, she's such a great athlete and an amazing, amazing kid. I know that's a tough choice because she wants to. She's not about her. She wants to make sure the team wins. Yeah. Whatever.
Do you guys hear that?
You got a cricket in your office there? Nice.
It's an eagle calling. It's an eagle calling. That's like the worst sound effect ever. I don't even know how to turn it off. Sorry, I was trying to get one of those like a big eagle. But yeah.
Yeah, you need Katie Simone, and she does a pretty pretty mean eagle. Hey, anyway, Mike, I know there's other things going on in the world, so I'm gonna.
All right, so Maddie Bobbitt's keeping it close to the chest.
Yeah,
we're just gonna have to wait and see. Okay, well, yeah, I mean, I guess whatever decision she makes, it's going to be a tough one, and it's going to work out the way it's supposed to work out.
Yeah. And she's always going to think team first, so she'll go with wherever she thinks she's needed most to make the team best. So whichever team that is.
Yeah. I mean, or pick whichever one's going to personally satisfy you the most, and go with that.
Yeah, we're talking Maddie Bobbitt here. She didn't roll that way, man. That's you, Mike. All right. No. Hey, you guys have a great day. We will talk to you tomorrow.
All right, Mr. Mack. We will talk to you.
All right.
See ya.
Hey,
man,
Mike,
that's a tough call.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Were you in a rush this morning?
Was I in a rush?
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Look at your background.
My background.
Your background. Your eagle thing isn't lined up with the camera.
Oh, it hasn't even moved. I haven't even moved it.
Well, it's off center. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, no, I haven't moved it. It's just the camera.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man, don't scare me like that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to revamp my set here as we progress into the summertime. Because we're gonna be less reliant upon high school news and more focused on community. We're going to expand a little and do more Paso-based stuff too. So yeah, we're going to have to figure out what that background is going to look like. All right, so tough decision. What would you choose? Would you go with the personal competition of running the race, or would you go with the team competition of playing soccer?
I'm more of a team. I'm myself, being a part of a team. So win, lose, or draw, I'm going with the team. So just for the team aspect of it.
Here's what I would. I mean, my initial thought is the ultimate team thing to do would be you're on a soccer team with a lot of fellow athletes that you have faith and trust in.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to kind of relinquish that control to them and put your faith in them to get the job done. And then you are going to go give the track team the best opportunity to win that league championship. So really, because you have a lot of control of that situation, right? And so really the ultimate team thing to do in my eyes would be give the school as a whole the best chance on both sides, right? And the way to do that is to give the soccer team the faith that they've got it. The 13 other girls on that team have control, and then you are going to pick up the slack on the other one. I don't know. That's kind of where my mind's at. That's a tough call.
I can go kind of either way on that.
Yeah. I mean, that's interesting. I don't know. What would you guys do if you have any thoughts on that? But I don't envy her position having to choose one way or another. The other thing is it's like physically, how do you feel? Or mentally, how do you feel? Do you feel like you're going to be in a position to compete at your highest level in soccer or track or, I don't know. It's interesting. I don't know, Kelly, maybe you can answer this. Does Maddie, does she like does she play a lot of minutes on the soccer field? I don't know. She probably does, I would think. But and then who's the next man or woman up, right? Behind her in her spot. And I don't know. It's tough. And those coaches have probably got to be like, oh my gosh, please, Maddie, don't choose the other sport. But who knows?
Decisions.
Let's flip a coin. Let's just flip a coin and tell her what she's going to do. No, it doesn't work like that.
No.
All right. Well, all right. So I hear the scanner in the background. Any news? Anything going on? I saw we had some kind of big drug bust and arrest in Templeton yesterday.
Yeah, let me look into that. I was in Morro Bay a good part of the evening last night, so I really wasn't paying attention to the news.
Yeah, you want to talk about what you did?
Yeah, in spirit of going back to work,
Yep.
I went down to the old, well, we can call it old now, the old decommissioned nuclear power plant. They're, the three big smokestacks.
Yep.
So I went there to go look around that facility there. And that's where I'm going to be working in September or October. And for those of you that don't know, my line of work is in security. And
so you went down there. That's going to be where you're stationed. That's your post. You're going to be at that decommissioned power plant. I would imagine like the bulk of your work is just going to be patrolling it to make sure that there's not like kids or transients or people coming in, right?
Yeah, and it's funny that you say, well, it's not funny, but it's interesting that you say transients. Because hold on a second, there is was a big homeless encampment that was there, and I'm going to send you this here, and maybe if you want to take time into showing this. So basically, the owners of the property hired. And this isn't racial at all, but this is just the name of a business. They hired a local company called Two Mexicans, and they came in there and they're taking apart the transient encampment.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So I just sent you the video on your phone if you want to open it up and look at it. So basically, the homeless encampment or the homeless people, I'll say, have been there for however long the plant's been closed since, I think, 2014. And as far as that goes, they've made a big, huge mess. They've had a big, huge encampment. And the city of Morro Bay, along with the police department, have agreed to kind of eliminate that. And what they're doing is basically they're just taking apart the homeless encampment. And so there's a video that I want you to play if you can of a occupant of that camp. And
this is a KSBY story that you sent me.
I think it's a Tribune story. And I'm not putting my own bias on this, but I just want to say that private property is private property, and that's someone else's property. And I say that because the person that's going to be talking on this is kind of acting like a victim. So I just want to put that disclaimer on there. No bias. I'm just saying what's on the video. So, yeah.
All right, let's see here. Let me see if I can get this sound going. I don't know. There we go.
came here, and I came here for a job. I had an apartment, and the person I was giving my rent money to wasn't going and paying the rent. And I went to work and came home one day, and there was an eviction notice on my door. Some people told me about coming out here, and I did. And it's a camping environment. You live in tents, and you make it your home. I'm not going to say housing is necessarily the solution, because you do have people that have lived this way for quite some time and that have been put into housing, and they can't maintain their voucher. They just don't want to be inside. Some have lived back here for 20 years, and notices were sent out a couple days ago that they had to vacate, and there wasn't enough time, and their homes were demolished, left with nothing, just what they had on their bags. Police came in and said if anyone went back there that they were going to be arrested. There aren't any no trespassing signs that have been put up. We don't know where this has come from and what the reason is. People keep giving us different stories. There's so many misconceptions about us in general, and we live in a fishbowl. And this is a big community. It's not just, we get blamed for a lot of things that aren't fault. We're not lazy. We work. A lot of us have jobs. I'm not going to say I would like to see that they would let me keep my place. I would like them to let me get my stuff out of there. I would like to see just more empathy, more humanity, and more compassion. Something that we've lost. People have lost somewhere down the road,
Interesting.
So there's,
I
I was gonna say, there's just a lot of.
I came here, and I came here for a job.
Stand by.
I had an apartment.
Stand by.
And the person I was giving my rent money to.
Let me turn this off. Let me get your volume back on so I can hear you. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, go.
So I was just gonna say, so there's a lot of ways that I can go with this, but I'm gonna be careful in what I say, obviously. But I mean, they were warned, and that's as far as I'll take it. They were warned to get out, okay? But then at the same time, they're kind of teetering that line. And so what I understand of what's happened over the past couple of days, more over the last week, that because they were warned, there were signs put up. Obviously, they knew about it. They can read some of them, and it was just they came in and they got overran, and it's just that's as far as I'll take it. But it's just.
Yeah, I mean, devil's advocate here. Just for the sake of the discussion.
Yeah,
I do think that we tend to be tunnel vision though when it comes to a task at hand, right? And so if my task is to go out and clear that homeless encampment and clean it up and get it out of there, I'm laser focused tunnel vision on doing that, right?
Right.
Empathy, human aspect of that whole situation out the window, out the door, because I'm laser focused and tunnel vision on my task. Like that's a problem, right? I mean,
right. Yeah, definitely.
You're tearing somebody's home up that, regardless of whether or not the home's in a legal or not legal place, whatever, another human being who probably isn't in a state of mind that is healthy, right?
Right.
Is being negatively impacted by your actions, right? And so how do you do your job but also keep that intact and perform that task, with, I guess, grace and empathy? Like that's the tough thing, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a tough thing to deal with. And from a security standpoint, I won't talk about that because it's my job. But I mean, just from a human standpoint, I'll say that much. Just for a human standpoint, I understand what you're talking about. And I do have empathy for the homeless. Actually, there was a homeless guy yesterday. I made some breakfast and stuff like that, and I went out and gave him a plate just because I had some.
You didn't give him one of your shish kebabs, did you?
No.
Oh.
No, I made some bacon and eggs yesterday, and I went out there and gave him a plate of food.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I just asked you yesterday if you had eggs. You said no.
I went and got them.
So did you cook up that steak, that shish kebab, make a scramble?
I did, yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good. Eggs are a good source of protein. I mean, and we can get into the plants versus animals diet decisions if we want. But yeah, I tend to believe that eggs are a good source of protein. So that's good for you. Good job.
Yeah. So anyway,
and I wasn't trying to put you in a position where you had to defend yourself about kicking housing challenged people out of their environment like that. No. Don't take that.
No. So anyway, that's where I'm going to be at. Looking like probably September, October-ish, somewhere along in there. After my next minor operation. So yeah, it's a cool. And now I can talk about the plan itself.
Are you gonna be working overnights or daytime?
No, I'll be working what's called swing shift.
What is that, like 4 to midnight?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. And how many people are patrolling at once? Just one person?
There's 2 people that are there at any given time.
Okay.
It's guarded 24 hours. The company is looking for more people, kind of shifting people around right now, trying to get people there, get people to work and all that other stuff. So it's a little tough schedule wise, but at any given time, there's at least one person there at a time.
And who owns the plant currently?
I don't know much about that, but the energy plant that's going in there at any time, I guess within the next couple of years, it's called Vistra, I guess, the Vistra Energy, Vistra or TRA or Vistra, yeah. So
Vistra owns it. They got a permit. They applied for a permit to build a 200 megawatt battery storage plant.
Mm-hmm. I guess. Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about them.
Well, I would click on the Telegram Tribune article and read you guys more of it. But we know how that goes when I try to click on a Telegram Tribune article. Which, by the way, hey, Telegram Tribune, it's 2021. Why are you trying to charge us to read news online? Oh, wait. Did I get access? I just literally lit them up and then they gave me access. All right. So this story, I'll post the link to this story if you guys want to know more about the Morro Bay Power Plant. Look at me driving traffic to the Telegram Tribune for them. There you go. That is the link to this. That's like prime real estate too, by the way.
Yeah. So I've been in the building, and I'll say this: the building is disgustingly huge. The nuclear power plant is disgustingly huge. It's right behind the smokestacks, and it's filled with asbestos and other garbage and stuff like that.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
It got closed down back in 2014. Obviously, that's when the nuclear power plant crisis, I guess, happened. So, yeah, it's just...
Look at this. The plant that they're talking about, this lithium ion battery plant, 600 megawatts, enough to power 450,000 homes, which is 3 times the number of homes in San Luis Obispo County.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
That's incredible. So it's a company out of Texas, Vistra. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. The plan is expected to generate $4.5 million in annual property taxes, which $500,000 will go to Morro Bay. Property taxes are the city's top revenue source, coincidentally. The same number, $4.5 million, according to the city's budget. Okay. Yeah, here's a good overview shot.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, you're patrolling this entire fenced-in area.
Yeah, and that's not it.
Right?
That's the back half of the property, like where the creek is, and where the creek
right
is.
Here?
That's where the homeless are. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So, well, actually, where that arrow is pointed is where. I can't really say that on the camera, but yeah, because there's a smokestacks there in the front. Yeah, so right there where that arrow is pointed is where that energy plant is going to be located.
Okay, all right.
So
that's where the former tank farm. It's right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's.
Oh, this is a better thing, dude. So Morro Bay, Morro Bay is gorgeous, by the way. When the sun is out, like it is just it's a fascinating, crazy, like picturesque landscape. That whole area, I love Morro Bay.
So if you can zoom in to that picture, that's right there.
That's it. That's all you get.
Oh, that's all you get. So if you look like to the back of the smokestacks, like towards the building there, like directly behind it.
Yep.
So that's the power plant building itself. That's the one that's disgustingly huge, and it's like it's freaking huge. I don't know how many stories, but it's freaking huge.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, Adam, Montana Doro is gorgeous too. But I've had the pleasure in the last year of being able to go to Morro Bay quite a bit with my son who likes to surf at the Rock. And it's just every time you come over that hill, go down to the Embarcadero, the sunshine and just the still water. And it's just, it's gorgeous.
So anyway, that's where I'm going to be. That's where I'm going to be working at. So.
This is 1955. Wow. Crazy.
So, yeah.
Crazy. Well, cool. All right. Do we have a bad connection? Do we have a delay? Is that what's going on?
I can hear you fine.
Okay. All right. Oh, there we go. There's the ads. Hey, those are the shoes I want. All right, so you're going to go back to work in September-ish after your next arthroscopic knee surgery, and then you'll be working there swing shift like indefinitely. You think 4 to midnight, or is it just like a temporary 6-month deal? What are you thinking?
I honestly have no idea. Things in the security world change all the time, so and in that changing. Contracts change as well, so I'm just looking to get back to work anywhere I fit in, honestly. So
what do they do? They give you a truck or a car or what?
Yeah, we have a company vehicle there.
Okay, but they know that you can't drive it, right? Like you're not a very good driver. Right. They know that. I'm just kidding. I'm messing with you. Come on, man! If you can't laugh about it,
yeah, I mean, let's talk about that actually. So, my license is not suspended medically or anything.
In case you're wondering what we're talking about, Anthony, after a long shift last year, fell asleep at the wheel on his way home from work. decided to let Jesus take the wheel, and he shut his eyes and ended up almost killing himself in a car accident. And he's definitely lucky to be alive and lucky to be here today. But yeah, so he's a year removed from it, and so I'm trying to bring light to it by joking around and having fun to put a smile on Anthony's face. But in fact, it was a very traumatic experience, and you are lucky to be alive. So that's the backstory of why I'm jokingly saying Anthony isn't really a good driver. So sorry,
No hard,
look.
no hard feelings, no hard feelings. But no, let's talk about the whole license thing too. So
Yeah, so you have your license. You never got a ticket. You never got it suspended. Nothing.
I didn't even get a citation because in most accidents there's a citation that's given, but I don't have a citation. I talked to the CHP officer, and obviously he asked me what happened and everything. I told him. I said I was exhausted. I said I was trying to work and make all the money. I said I had just moved into my apartment in downtown Paso, and I just fell asleep on the wheel. I said I wasn't intoxicated. I wasn't drinking. I was literally just getting off of work, just trying to come back home to my apartment and then prepare for the next day because I had to work the next night. So, which obviously didn't because I was in the hospital for 2 weeks. But that's other story. So, so I talked to the CHP officer, and he didn't give any indication of a ticket. I would imagine in that phone call he would have, but he didn't. And I just never got a citation. I never got any licenses suspended or anything like that. So
when you're in the hospital and you're 6'6", do they like give you a special bed, or do you have to sleep in the same size bed?
They have what's called bed extenders.
Really?
Yeah. So I got a bed extender for the whole 2 weeks I was in there. So
yeah. Wow.
Yeah, because the typical length of a bed is probably 8 feet.
Okay.
Or it's probably
smaller than that.
Is probably about 5 or 6 feet or something at the least.
Like 6.5 maybe, yeah.
Something, yeah. But I had mine like all the way extended out because I'm freaking tall, and I had a bed extender on there, and I had that on there until I left.
All right, so the measurements of a hospital bed are typically 36 by 80 length. What's 80 divided by 12 here? Come on, where's our math people?
I'm not a math person.
6.5 feet. So it's 6.5 feet. So you're actually exactly 6.5 feet tall, which means your head would hit the edge and your feet would hit the other edge.
Yep.
But your leg was actually just completely crushed. Did they have your leg propped up in a hard cast, or what did that look like?
No, I never had a cast out of all of this. Just for comfort, I had a pillow kind of underneath it, like to help take the weight off of it and stuff. So no, I just never had a cast. I never had anything. I didn't refuse anything, but I never had a cast. Yeah.
All right. And it was just the one leg, right?
Technically, I broke both of my legs. So in my left leg, I have a rod that goes from my left hip down to my left knee, and no hardware.
That's right. That's right. Your nickname's A-Rod. I forgot.
Yeah. So no hardware or anything in my right knee except for what are called cadaver ligaments, and those are just basically I did my research on what cadaver is, and basically it's a dead person's ligaments.
Yeah.
So I have those in me. So I'm just put together by steel rods and nails and cadaver ligaments.
All right.
So Yeah.
There you go. Did you get to like put an order in, like, hey, can you make sure the cadaver was a good barbecuer or
No.
something? No, no.
No.
You know, it's interesting. I had a conversation with Sam Lowe. In case you guys don't know, Sam had a double transplant. He had he had a liver and a pancreas transplant, and he doesn't know the donor. He knows it was a female in her 20s, and that's all he knows. And he said that every morning he wakes up thinking about his donor and, what was this person like? What music did she like? What did she like to eat? What did she like to do on her spare? He said that it just consumes his thoughts, which is super interesting to think about. And literally, like when somebody is gifting you part of them in order for you to continue to live, right? Like that's the ultimate sacrifice. And so, I would imagine, do you ever think about that? Like, do you ever think about whose body part you have
Yeah.
that's allowing you to move forward?
Yeah, it's crossed my mind once or twice, but it's nothing that I like dwell on or anything like that. Like I don't get all upset about it, and I don't get these crazy ideas like and thoughts of like in theory of like who's like if it's a tall person or a short person. Well, I would imagine it'd be a tall person because I'm tall.
You imagine if they gave you a short person's ligament and your leg is like, come on, I'm 6'6". You gave me somebody who's 5'2". What's up with that?
I wouldn't even know the difference.
No, I know.
I don't even, and this is how crazy it is. I don't even know what an ACL or a PCL or whatever it was that I tore out of myself. I don't know what those look like. Like, I don't know what an ACL looks like. Oh yeah, it's like a doctor can say, oh yeah, go over there in that cabinet and give me an ACL. I mean, it's so crazy, like to the point to where like I didn't tear the ACL or I didn't tear or touch anything like in the knee joint itself, but it's basically just everything else around it except for the ACL and the hamstring. So yeah.
Dude, this is the site that I always go to when I have questions. It's here. Write this down. Ready? Write this site down. It's GOOGLE.com.
Gee, thanks. Appreciate it.
Just kidding. All right. Here's the ACL reconstruction. So it's just a little. It's like that's your ACL right there. It's a little tiny thing.
Yeah.
Anterior cruciate ligament. Okay. There it is.
That's crazy.
So I guess it wouldn't matter if you're 5'2" or 6'6". Maybe it would. I don't know.
Yeah. Just depending on the severity of the injury, I guess.
Yeah. Wow. All right. So you'll be back. You'll be still in rehab. You'll be walking around a little. You'll be sitting in a patrol vehicle. And if I'm somebody who sneaks on the property, I'm kind of casing the joint a little, and I'm watching the security personnel kind of which shift is more on their toes, and which shift is kind of like, and I'm going, oh man, I'm gonna sneak in when the swing shift's on, because that big tall guy over there, he's slow moving. He's got a little hitch in his step. I'm just messing with you.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't. It's like, as we get to know each other more and more, I get so excited to mess with you. It's so much fun. So I apologize.
No, it's fine. Just like I said, I'm gonna get you back for what you did to me yesterday. So it's all good. Your day's coming.
Wait, what did I do yesterday?
You made me talk about my ex.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Oh, speaking of which, I got a weird email. This is probably from her, I think. No, I'm just kidding. It wasn't. What was her name again?
I'm not
Oh,
saying it.
Lila.
I'm not saying it. You can go back and watch the tape on it. I'm not going to say
Uh-huh.
it. I
Hey,
refuse to say it.
Lila. Speaking of which, I got a flag from YouTube after the show saying, "Hey, you can't play that song on your stream."
I
And
went
so
back
I
and
had.
I went back and watched it and laughed at it because I heard the like that part, the whole segment got muted.
Did you hear us talking at all?
No, I didn't hear the
Well,
music.
it's interesting because it gave me the option to mute the entire segment with the
Or maybe just
background.
partial.
Yeah, but it said, "Do you want to keep the audio of the talking?" And I said yes, but it like tried to update and then it timed out. So I was wondering when it had ended up happening. But so YouTube caught us. We're not allowed to broadcast copyrighted music, and so which is so weird. Like I think there's got to be some type of rule that says you can do a certain time limit, and it has to be done.
I think it's like
If you are,
15. I think it's like 15 seconds.
and you have to be critiquing it or something like there's a certain weird rule that says basically you can't use it. Yeah, I don't know, but I should find out more about that. But in the meantime, we have this stuff to deal with. So I mean, we're lucky that we have this library of music, background music for library of background music that Restream gives us. Which, by the way, if you guys are interested in doing a live stream show and broadcasting it out to the world on different platforms, you can go to restream.io. That's what we do here. And it's really cool. It's super easy to set up. You can broadcast it on multiple platforms. I'm broadcasting this show to YouTube and Facebook right now. And I could broadcast it to multiple Facebook pages as well. So kind of cool. I don't know. Yeah, but they're adding more and more features all the time. We've got this chat feature here. We've got this background music feature. It's cool. I like it.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right. Yeah. So let's get back to the road trip here because I'm gonna need some planning and guidance here. So first stop is going to be tomorrow evening. We'll get to Cedar City, Utah.
And is it just you going, or is your wife going with you?
My wife is not going. I will have company, and so more on that to be announced at a later date. But yeah, so we'll have a full day of driving. I think I'm driving like 6. Let's see. How far am I driving tomorrow? 620.
I think it was like 10 hours or something.
I think it's 620. Oh no, where is it? 569 miles is what I'm driving tomorrow in a big motorhome. So that's going to be a haul. But we're going to stop for gas. I'm sure once or twice. It's a diesel motorhome, so we'll get some good mileage. I'm going to stop to, I'm going to exercise before I get on the road and then exercise when we land. But I've got to get my Saturday morning planned because Saturday morning I'm going to go to this farmer's market that I found. Where is it? It's called, what is the farmer's market festival? Festival City Farmers Market. So I found a farmers market because remember, my goal is to go on this road trip and only eat locally sourced meats, fruits, veggies. So there's a farmers market in Cedar City that takes place every Saturday from 9 to 1, which means I hit it right at 9, get out of there by 9:30, which means I'm going to have to work out before 9, and then get on the road, let's see, by 9:30 on Saturday. Because Saturday, where am I going? Next stop after that is, let's see here, Newcastle, Colorado. From Cedar City to Newcastle, Colorado is details. That's 409 miles on Saturday. Okay, and then we start to get up into the Rockies, right? So when we get into Colorado, we're going to be in the Rockies here. Get to Newcastle. We're actually camping in front of our friend's pad. Going to go hiking in some of the foothills of the Rockies with them. Let's see, how many hours is that? 5 hours, 56 minutes. Okay, so it's still a haul, right? We're still going to have a pretty good haul. And then from Newcastle, after that, Sunday morning, I go back here. We're going to go to Castle Rock. Castle Rock, Colorado. All right, so Castle Rock, this is only a 3.5 hour drive, 200 miles from Newcastle to Castle Rock. So, I mean, if I wanted to really push it and save a day, I could kind of cut Newcastle out, which maybe I should think about doing that. I don't know. But we'll kind of play it by ear. But we can muscle it to Castle Rock and get there Saturday night. And then from Castle Rock, we're going to land in Wichita. And that is Wichita. That's a 7 hour drive, 496 miles from Castle Rock to Wichita. And that's a haul. But here we are. We're getting into the plains, right? I've never been into Kansas, which I'm really kind of excited about. I've never been east of Denver. And so we'll get into Kansas, and then we'll stop in Bentonville, Arkansas. Let me add Bentonville. Bentonville, Arkansas. So that's a 4 hour drive from Wichita to Bentonville. And then Memphis. So I could really condense this if I want, but I don't know. It's a holiday weekend. I don't know what the traffic situation is going to be like. I don't know what the housing situation is going to be like, and I don't know what the food situation is going to be like. Like that's the main thing, right? But I do think that I can do it. It'll be tricky, but the goal is to get to what do you call it? Brentwood, Tennessee, which is just south of Nashville. Brentwood, Tennessee. Want to get there by where is it? Somewhere right there. There you go. I want to get there by Thursday morning, because the flight that I have home is Thursday night. So totally doable. But yeah, we're gonna blog it. We'll be on Instagram stories, on my Instagram stories. We'll be doing some TikTok. We'll be doing YouTube vlogs. I'm gonna be blogging it as well. Which, by the way, if you guys haven't subscribed to my newsletter, it's a new newsletter that I'm started. It's an email newsletter. You guys can subscribe to it.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
So, just a point of reference. Do you have a good Wi-Fi connection where you're going to be at for the show?
Yeah. So Monday there's no show because it's a holiday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tuesday I'll be in Bentonville. So yeah, we'll have Wi-Fi there. Wednesday we'll have Wi-Fi in Memphis. Yeah, we should be good.
All right.
Yeah. Why are you worried about it?
I'm not worried about it. I was just trying to make sure that you thought of everything.
I got it all, man. I got it all. This ain't my first rodeo.
Okay.
In
Fair enough.
2008, during hurricane season, there was a big hurricane that came through the Gulf called it was Hurricane Ike and Hurricane Gustav, EFGHI. Gustav was first. Hurricane Gustav came. When it was heading into town, I jumped in a motorhome when I was living in LA area. Jumped in a motorhome in LA, made it out to Houston in about 26 hours, and lived in this motorhome for about 3 weeks during these hurricanes, and just traveled around the Gulf doing some work stuff. But yeah, I mean, I had my laptop, I had Wi-Fi going, and that was back in 08. Like Wi-Fi was few and far between then. It was like,
Yeah.
you had these hotspots that you plug into your computer, and I mean, they weren't the greatest, but they worked. So yeah, I mean, I'm because of being in sales for so long and management in my previous life, right? Like traveling and working from the road is something that I'm kind of used to, and so I don't think this will be any different. The only difference is this will be more of a leisure type situation, and it's going to be fun. I'm excited. I guess I could say I'm sneaking my daughter out there with me. So she's a senior. She's got finals coming up. So she's gonna do the whirlwind trip with me. It's gonna be one last father-daughter excursion before she graduates, but we kind of want to keep that on the DL.
Well, you just announced it to several thousand people, so.
Well, she's looking forward to it. We're super pumped about it. So I'm excited. But yeah, it'll be a good time. And we're visiting friends. We're visiting friends in Newcastle and Castle Rock. We're visiting friends in Bentonville. Really, the only place we don't know anybody is Wichita and Cedar City, which I've made friends in Cedar City already online last night. The people from the farmers market reached out to me. So, but I'm looking for gyms too. And that's the other thing. So another friend of mine, Charity, who grew up with me, she works at MindBody, and she's like, hey, you should use the MindBody app to find your workout locations in each city. And I said, that sounds like a great idea. And so, I think I'll be using the MindBody app and seeing where we can pop in to get a workout in.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it'll be fun. You're going to be jealous. You're going to wish you are going to be along the ride with us because we'll be vlogging it. So, and I'll keep everybody updated. I'll be sending out blog posts, and I'll be sending out little updates here and there, and links to the vlog on YouTube. So it'll be a good time. So today is where are we at here? Day 59 of my challenge. And I posted online yesterday. There's been a few of you have reached out to talk about, wanting to get help and figuring out how they can do something similar to the challenge that I'm doing. And so I was trying to figure out how we can best put together a little focused group that is just more of an accountability and daily activity guide and planner and motivation, steps to success. And I think what we're going to try to do is like a 60-day focused summer reset program. And so I've already got nine people that have reached out saying that they are interested in it. I think I'm going to try to cut it off. Maybe at like 12 people max. And that might be even too much, but I think we can probably get it done. And I don't know what that looks like yet, if it's going to be a paid thing, if it's going to be a free thing, if it's going to be an in-person thing, or if it's just going to be an online accountability tool, whatever. But I do feel like it's important for me to help at least in any capacity that I have, because a lot of people are waiting for the right moment, right? Like when, okay, well, if I can just get through my rehab, then I can start my whatever. Or if I can just get through this busy part of my work season, or if I can just get through the rest of the school year, I can do it. Like there's always there's always that one thing that's keeping you from starting. And the reality is that you just have to mentally get yourself to a place where you realize that there's always going to be that one thing and that you just have to start. And so if I can help anybody just get to that place where they just start and maintain that focus, that's what I want to do. So yeah, but it's a 360 holistic approach, right? It's not just exercise. It's not just diet. It's not just, drinking water. It's like all of it. It's mental more than anything, right? So it's pouring all of these positive thoughts and resources into your mind as much as possible. It's surrounding yourself with the people that are going to motivate you and make you better. It's all of that. And so that's kind of what the program that I'm looking at is going to be kind of tailored to do. So the question is, are you going to do it?
Talking to me?
Yeah. Think about this. You go back to work in September. You imagine if you let's visualize this. You go back to work in September and you just come off the 60-day reset, mental, physical reset, right? In September, you're in a good spot. You're feeling a little lighter. You got a little pep in your step. You're glowing a little because the things you're putting in your body are super good for you. You're sleeping better, all of it, right? You've been having some success at rehab. Like, dude, it's a possibility. Like, I'm just saying, you can go into September with that, or you can go into September 2 months behind. For me, I'm on day 59, right? And the big thing that Amanda and I have been talking about is, when that 75 days is over, then what? I'm nervous. Like, I'm nervous that I'm going to go back. But then I looked at myself yesterday in the mirror and I went, man, at the end of 75 days, I will be further along in the development of, like, and this is superficial stuff, but abs, right? Like, I will be further along with development of a 6-pack ab body than I ever have been in my life.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a really good starting point to get to the next level. Or do I just finish and then revert back to where I was before? No, I want to use that head start.
You don't want to revert. You'll always go forward.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I want to use that head start that I've gotten to my advantage. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I would say that if you look at it that way, look at this summer thing, this reset as a head start to getting you to a better starting point when you are coming to an end with your rehab or starting work, right? Are you getting nervous? Are you getting nervous because I'm putting you on the spot?
Me? No.
Yeah, are you sure?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. And I want you, everybody's got to do it in their own time.
Yeah.
Right. And everybody goes, oh, I'm going to have to sacrifice so much. Dude, honestly, start with, like, how much water do you drink a day?
About half a gallon, probably.
Half a gallon?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And so there's mixed schools of thought, right? Some people say drink your body weight in ounces. Some people say drink a gallon. Some people say drink as much as you want. Like, it just, but dehydration, when you get older, dehydration is a real thing for people.
Oh, yeah.
Adam says, what is he saying? House equals motorhome. House equals motorhome. I don't know what that means, Adam. I can't decipher your code. Motorhome equals house. House equals motor. Yeah, I'm staying in a motorhome. I get that. I'm sleeping in there, but where am I parking the motorhome?
I think he means anywhere your house is. That's or anywhere your motorhome is. That's your house or something. Yeah.
Home is where the motor is. Is
I,
that what? No, home is where the heart is. Home is where the motor is. Yeah. So, anyways, I'm not trying to hard sell you on doing this physical mental thing. I'm just saying it has really kind of steered me in a good spot and gotten me to a point where I'm feeling good about where I'm going from here.
yeah.
And maybe you don't need it. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I've already told you that I have this need to get back in order, and so I mean, I'm all for it. I want to do it and stuff like that, but I just have to get my knee back in order to where, well, I guess you can say back into commission, to where a point to where I feel comfortable enough, like to do like the hard workouts that I did before and all that sort of thing. So that's where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I think that you need to shift your focus and not be so fixated on hard workouts, right? Because your situation is different, and any physical activity is better than limited or no physical, right? So, and it could be as simple as like upper body work, 70% of the time, or just light cardio, like walking around the block.
Yep.
It might take you 3 hours to walk around the block.
Yep.
But it's better than not walking around the block, right?
Yeah, and that's one thing that I set out to do like every day. Like, for instance, my mailbox is technically one city block away from my house, right? So what I try to do is I try to walk there at least twice a day, like once in the morning, like right after the show, and like just get my leg all warmed up and all that sort of thing. And then if I need to go like to the grocery store, I'll go like in the evening time or something like that. So I try to get like talk about walk outside and exercise and all that stuff. That's like my daily exercise. And
now,
so I've already started that, but I just need to continue it.
how much standing do you do during the day?
Standing?
Yeah, like, I mean, like this whole 2-hour show, you're sitting down, right? Yeah, and then like when you're not cooking or walking, are you sitting down or are you trying to stand? You're sitting. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean I know that at least for men, like especially driving, like I spent years on the road in a sedentary position, right? Sitting down, driving, hunched over the wheel. Like, dude, that killed my lower back and it killed my hip flexors and like all of it, right? So I try to stand as much as possible just throughout the day because I just feel better,
Yeah.
And granted, when you're tired and you want to sit down. I get that.
Yeah.
But
I make it a point at least 2, maybe 3 times a day to get outside. I mean, even if it's just taking the trash out. I mean, it's movement. So for my situation as to where I'm coming from, coming off of a rather serious leg injury, that's pretty important, is the movement aspect of it. So that's what I try to do.
Yeah. Now, your therapist, you go once a week still?
Yeah, actually, I'm going this afternoon, actually. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you'll be there today and
at 4:30. Yeah.
And do they pretty much do the same stuff with you every week?
No, we switch it up.
Oh, good.
Like this week, like I'm walking on the treadmill backwards for 20 minutes. So, but let me point that out for a second, okay?
That seems like it'd be hard.
It was in the beginning, but it's gotten easier the more I do it. And the thing is repetition, right? Or repetition, repetition. Getting the reps in is my point. So, I remember just under, well, it'll be a year in August that I started physical therapy. So probably, I'll say probably 3 or 4 months ago. Like when I still had my like where I couldn't move it, like I couldn't like bend it a whole lot and stuff. Like I wasn't even thinking about going on the treadmill. Like I was walking peg legged and all that, and I was totally like against going on the treadmill or walking or moving. I would have people do stuff for me in the house and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean,
dude, they got footage of you on the treadmill. Holy smokes! I didn't know this even existed.
No, you don't.
Look at you. Look at you.
No.
I love this guy.
That's the goal, though. I'm serious. Look
at this.
That's the absolute goal. So, no, I remember
that's insane.
I remember like 3 or 4 months ago, like when he would talk about like, oh yeah, in like 3 or 4 months or whatever, like we're gonna go on the treadmill, we're gonna do all this stuff. And I'm thinking in my mind, I'm like, no, we're not gonna go on the treadmill. We're not gonna do anything like that. But like I said, I talked about at the top of the show. It's a mindset. So just I mean, look how far I've come in this last 90 days. In terms of my recovery. So at first I was only walking on the treadmill for 5 minutes because I just couldn't do it. But I graduated to 10 minutes, 15. Now I'm up to 20 minutes on the treadmill. And that was just 3 months ago. So
Stick a year from now, you're gonna be going on hikes with me in a year.
Right. So it's just the progress. So
I think it's important. It's important to remember too. It is a journey. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. Like results don't happen overnight. It's a constant. It's a commitment to just be consistent with progress. And when Allison and I moved to San Jose, we were really. We were out of shape, and we didn't have the best diet health wise, and we just decided one day, like, we're just going to start walking, and we literally went for a walk around the block, and then a couple of weeks later, that walk around the block turned into a mile, and then a couple of weeks after that, it turned into 2 or 3 miles, and then it turned into 5 miles, and then it turned into running 5 miles. And then for Allison, she was walking 8.5, 9 miles a day, every day. Yeah. She was doing like 2 marathons a week, but it took months to work up to that. And that's, you got to start somewhere though. I guess that's the thing is if you don't start, you're not starting.
Yeah. My favorite word over this last year is progress. So, like I said earlier, I started out like when he would say, like when my physical therapist would start talking about the treadmill and stuff, I'm like, there's no way in hell that I'm going to be able to do the treadmill stuff. But like I said, we started it. He kind of started to introduce it kind of slowly, like starting me out in like 5-minute increments, like just because. Number one, I didn't have the confidence that I could do it. Number two, I didn't think I could do it in situation. But he started slowly introducing it and all that stuff, and slowly working me to that point. And that was like 3 or 4 months ago, and now I'm up to 20 minutes walking backwards on the treadmill, not just walking on the treadmill, walking backwards on the treadmill. So that's just tremendous. And like I said before, that's a testament to the physical therapist and him knowing what I'm going through
Sure.
In terms of
Now,
seeing a situation like mine before, just his expertise, just knowing how to push me to my limit, like within that hour that we have in physical therapy, and then just slowly pushing me to that point, and it's just tremendous.
are you doing group sessions, or is it just one-on-one?
No, it's just one-on-one.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
And has he suggested doing anything outside of therapy, like any other type of physical activity?
Just doing what I'm doing. Just keep walking
Just on
every
your own,
day.
your repetition, yeah.
Just he suggests like doing like just like he calls it like progressive leg bending, because that's what the problem is right now, is I can't really bend my leg a whole lot. So he says just whenever you're not here, just get into a state of mind like to where you're completely mindless and you're just doing the things that I tell you, like just getting out, walking to the mailbox, just physical therapy, but without being in physical therapy is basically what it means.
Right.
So just doing it even though you don't want to, and that's kind of where it's at. So yeah.
What's the name of the place that you go to?
ARC Physical Therapy. It's in Templeton.
ARC?
ARC, yeah.
Therapy, okay.
ARC Physical Therapy, yeah.
Okay, arcphysicaltherapy.net. Yeah, that's where my son went. Let's see here, about staff, physical therapist. Your therapist is Adam Hammer?
No.
Or Justin Melson?
Justin Melson, yeah.
Okay, awesome. Justin grew up in San Ramon, California before heading north to University of Oregon.
Can you bring him on the screen?
Yeah, for sure. Let's see here. Received his doctorate in physical therapy, University of St. Augustine, San Diego, 2014. Awesome. Improving balance. Okay. So nice.
Yep. That's my dude.
That's him, huh?
Yeah.
And it looks like so Dave Hammer and Adam are probably father-son.
I have no idea.
Yeah. Physical occupational hand speech. Yeah, there you go. Very cool.
Yep.
You'd recommend these guys?
Oh, by far. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Definitely.
Cool. I started in 2002, located across the street from the hospital. Let's see if we got a picture of your treadmill here. I don't see the treadmill.
It's
I actually saw footage of you on this.
No,
going back and forth, side to side.
Oh,
that wasn't on that.
Yeah, that was on my recovery video.
Oh, you thought I was messing with you? You thought I was gonna pull up a video?
Yeah.
No, I don't see the treadmill. Somewhere over there.
It's near the corner. I'm not seeing it in that picture.
It's probably over here.
It's next to that green thing that's on the rail there. Like it's like right to the right of that picture.
Okay.
There.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome. So when you're in there, are there more people in there getting therapy at the same time?
Oh yeah. It's a whole office, or it's a whole gym area.
Do you have that one guy or girl in therapy that's just like moaning and complaining the whole time they're doing it?
Yeah.
Or is that you?
No, that's not me at all. No. Definitely not.
Oh, man, I got to do therapy with so and so today. They're always complaining.
No, I haven't complained because that's not what I do. I don't complain about stuff. But I mean, before I started physical therapy last August, and just talking with my dad and stuff like that, and just kind of talking to him and what's going to happen with this physical therapy stuff. He just told me like to get back into the athletic mindset. He knows he knows that, I mean, I was an athlete in high school, played sports all my life and all that stuff, but having been out of sports for so long, he just kind of reminded me, and he's like, dude, he is like, to do this, like, you need to get back into your sports mindset and just have the mindset of an athlete again, and all that sort of thing. So that's what I've been doing. So
good.
Yeah.
All right, man. We are closing out the show. Appreciate you hanging out with me today.
Yeah, no worries.
Today's Thursday, May 27th. I do want to send a special birthday shout out to Shelly Domingos. Happy birthday, Shelly. Hope you have an awesome day. Again, I'll leave you guys with this quote today. Don't ask yourself what the world needs. Ask yourself what makes you come alive, and then go do that. Because what it needs is people who have come alive. Isn't that the truth?
Yep.
All right, be well. Don't forget to ask people for help. We will talk to you guys later.